Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Tarot of Nella. If you're new, then feel free to subscribe. In today's pick a card reading, this is going to be what does your ex-partner think of you. So this is going to be an ex-lover that you have previously been with and what they may be thinking about and what have they said about you. So I'm really going to tune into the energy on how does your ex remember you. So please remember this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. However, if you have clicked this video, I do believe there could be a message here for you. I do offer private readings and you can book on my website tarotofnella.co.uk, and that is in the description bar below. So I prepared 3 different groups with these 3 different beautiful crystals to help you choose. Group number 1 is the titanium coated quartz. So this is quartz with titanium coating. Group 1, what does your ex think of you? How do they remember you? Group 2, you're going to be the crystalline rhodonite. Group 2, what does your ex think about you? How do they remember you? Okay, group 2 with the rhodonite. And then group 3, you are going to be this calcite dolomite with pyrite on. Group 3, what does your ex think of you? How do they remember you? Group number 3 with the calcite pyrite. So you can pause the video if you need more time to meditate, but when you've chosen your pile, you can click the timestamp below. Hello group number 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the titanium coated quartz. So we're going to find out what your ex thinks of you, what have they said, how do they remember you. So the channeled message I have for you is your deepest desires constrain you. Let them go to clear your mind. So I feel like your ex let you go, okay, and I feel like they needed to do this to clear their mind. So this could be something they've said to other people, but it tells me that, you know, you was their deepest desire, okay. They was very much attracted to you, drawn to you. They had to constrain themselves at certain times of the relationship. And with the number 6, I'm seeing that they did see you in this harmonious way. But something tells me that they may have needed to kind of heal from the relationship. So it could be to do with how you kind of separated, okay? Because obviously this is an ex for a reason. So I feel like let them go to clear your mind tells me that maybe, you know, they felt like it was the best thing to do was to let you go. So we're going to find out more about this energy for you, group number 1. And what does your ex think of you? Group number 1, what does your ex think of you? What have they said? How do they remember you? Group 1. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, interesting with the 8 of Swords already, because you have constrain you, and the 8 of Swords is all about constrainment. Group 1, what does your ex think of you? What have they said? How do they remember you? Group 1. Okay, we have the 6 of Coins. Let's pop this here. Group 1, how does your ex think about you? What have they said? How do they remember you? Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. Group 1, what does your ex think of you? What have they said? How do they remember you? Group 1. Okay, we have death. Okay, very interesting reading. Group 1, how does your ex feel about you? What have they said? How do they remember you? Group 1. Group 1, how does your ex feel about you? How do they remember you? Okay, and then we also have the Six of Swords. Wow, at the back of the deck you have the Five of Cups as the overall energy. So this is such a powerful reading because, you know, I already picked up the energy of like the fact that, you know, they felt like they had to let you go, they had to clear their mind, even though they was kind of in this mindset of always wanting to go back to you, okay, because you are their deepest desire. Interesting with the Eight of Swords that come out, definitely tells me that, you know, there was a decision here that had to be made. So they may have felt restricted in the relationship, so they may have felt like very confused, you know, this confinement. They could have felt trapped in the relationship, you know, and they needed to get out to clear their mind. Okay, so this is why we have this energy of, you know, what they thought about you, because they was attracted to you, but they felt stuck. Okay, they felt powerless in the relationship, and this is a very much energy that can bring off imbalance. Okay, with the Six of Coins. So this definitely tells me that, you know, they may have been saying things to other people and then saying something completely different to you. You know, this is all about handouts, you know, sharing certain generosities. So this is a type of assistance in the fact that, you know, words was exchanged. Words was exchanged. And I feel like they may, you know, have spoken to other people about you. We have the number 6 again, so, and the number 6 down here. So the overall energy of your reading is definitely to do with the fact that they needed to heal. So what they think about you is the fact that they've kind of had to just move on and heal from you. And they could be saying this to other people. This is how they are kind of remembering the relationship. Okay, where, you know, with the Ace of Swords, it tells me that, you know, something was communicated here. There was communication in the relationship where it needed some type of clarity. The relationship needed a breakthrough. Now, in order for this breakthrough, something needed to come to justice. Something needed some type of truth to focus and to concentrate on. So this tells me that this was the initial breakup of the conversation here. Okay, so the person felt stuck. You know, they wanted to kind of exchange, you know, how they've been feeling. And this was the breakthrough, okay, of the relationship. Literally a sword. I'm seeing this sword just cut down the middle of your relationship, which led to the energy of death. Okay, so death, you know, here is very clear as day that the relationship ended. Okay, because this is all about endings and having to start again without someone. So this is all about the transition, okay, the transformation, the renewal of having to kind of be without you. So I feel like this person ended the relationship on their side, okay, because the timing wasn't right. I'm hearing something about the time wasn't right for them. And with the Six of Swords, it tells me that, you know, this just clarifies that they had to heal. They had to heal, they had to move on. And I feel like it was hard for them, but I do feel like they did get to a place now where they're in a better position. They've moved on. You know, this is about progress. So it's almost like they've went through a tough time with you, and then they left into a position of mental stability. They transitioned to this feeling, these kind of thoughts. With the Five of Cups as the overall energy, tells me, you know, that they may have been a bit unhappy in the relationship at times, or maybe they were unhappy when they broke up with you, because this is all about loss, bereavement, trauma, despair, grief, also living in the past as well, and isolation. So I definitely do feel like the overall energy is very much sad and lonely, and I do feel like this is part of your energy coming through as well. But it definitely tells me that they made this decision based on the fact that maybe they wasn't ready for something, or there was some type of entrapment, okay? But they did desire you. But I feel like they kind of felt better from moving on, okay? So this is honestly how I'm seeing this reading play out, okay? So it's super interesting. I feel like they did care about you, but it's more of this energy of like, you know, moving to a better time for themselves. So let's find out more for you, group 1, on how does your ex think about you now? And what have they said? How do they remember you, group 1? Okay, so we have enter the temple of your truth. Group 1. How does your ex think about you now? What have they said? How do they remember you? And the lotus within you awakes. Okay, so what I have for you, group number 1, is the fact that this person has learned to value what they had with you. They learned to value what they had. And then maybe this is what they're saying now, is that, you know, you actually made them grow up. You made them become this lotus that awoken with them, because, you know, you made them this master in light on high. Okay, so this tells me this person, your ex, has basically entered the temple of truth because they've owned up to the fact that they did really like you. They wasn't ready for it. They learnt from this. They've learnt from their mistakes, and they've grown within. Okay, the lotus within. Okay, some of you, I'm seeing Pisces energy here. This could be your person, it could be you. I'm also seeing Scorpio as well. Okay, but it's a very emotional kind of feeling. So I do feel like your person could be a water sign. Okay. So let's find out more on how they feel, how they feel about you now. Group 1, how does your ex feel about you now? What have they said? How do they remember you? Group 1. Group 1, how does your ex feel about you now? Okay, so we have upside down. Okay, can we get another message on how does your ex feel about you, group 1? What have they said? How do they remember you? Okay, and we have decluttering. So it's a very kind of clear message here within your reading, group 1, is that, you know, it's interesting that they had to clear their mind, because that was the first message, was clear your mind, and you have decluttering. So this is definitely saying that they had to declutter their life. They had to declutter their mind. They had to declutter their thoughts. And in order to do that, you know, they had to kind of take you out of their life. They had to grab a box and put all the memories that you had with them, all the photos, you know, any kind of memory that was left of you, they did kind of throw it away. Okay. And upside down makes me feel like this person was very much upside down in their mind in regards to not knowing what they were doing in the relationship. And I feel like now they're at this position of realizing that they turned their world upside down in order to finish what they started in the relationship. So this is kind of how they feel about you, was that they just had to let go. You know, declutter is when you know, you get rid of something, okay? And I feel like that is kind of what they kind of initially did here. So I feel like maybe they didn't go about it in the right way. And I feel like, you know, upside down is very much this muddled energy. So it definitely tells me that they had these feelings for you. They didn't know how to kind of go about it. and they did it in the wrong way, because upside down is never the right way. Okay, and I feel like they was very much muddled in their mind and they had to declutter. So this definitely tells me that they did this for their own good and for your own good as well. So this is what I have for you. Group number 1, about your ex, how they think about you now, how what they've said to their friends about you, and how they initially remember you and the relationship. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully it resonates, and let me know in the comments what did. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Hello group number 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose the rhodonite crystalline rough mineral. So we're going to get straight into your reading on what does your ex think of you, what have they said, and you know, how do they remember you in the relationship. So the channeled message I have for you is re-energize in the natural world, let your inner hunter or huntress take rest. So what I'm actually hearing is that, you know, they had to kind of re-energize their energy in the relationship, because number 1s are about new beginnings. So this tells me that maybe this was a very new relationship that started up, and you know, with hunter and huntress, it makes me feel like maybe there was a type of like a cat and mouse energy, like, you know, like a chasing energy to do with this person of your ex may have really gone for you. They may have really hunted you out because they wanted, you know, what they wanted. And it's almost this energy when you become their like partner, they took rest because the chase was done. But I do feel this energy of like you were hunted, you were kind of seeked after. And I feel like this is maybe something they may have been saying to other people, okay, how much they kind of wanted you. But I feel like this person had to explore. I feel like this person who is your ex, they really wanted to kind of explore the world. Maybe, you know, you just wasn't in the same position at this point. But let's just find out some more for you, group number 2. Okay, your ex, group 2, what does your ex think of you? What have they said to their friends? How do they remember the relationship? Group 2, what does your ex think of you? We have the Death card. Okay, group 2, how does your ex think of you? Okay, we also have King of Coins. We have the Perspective card, which is the Hanged Man. Group 2, how does your ex think of you now? What have they said to their friends? How do they see the relationship? Group 2, what does your ex think? Okay, we have the 8 of Wands. Group 2, what does your ex think of you? What have they said to their friends? Okay, we also have the King of Swords. Okay, and then at the back is the overall energy, which is the 4 of Cups. So what I'm seeing for you, group 2, is that your person who is your ex, I feel like they could have been a Scorpio, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay, these are the energies of the zodiacs I'm picking up in group 2 for you or your person. Now, with Death coming out first, really does speak highly of the fact that they wanted to plant their seed somewhere else, and maybe they didn't see the relationship was growing. Okay, because Death does correspond to endings. So I definitely feel like the relationship ended for a reason, because this person really felt like they wanted to move ahead of time. Okay, and I feel like they have this energy about them that they felt they were very mature. So this person, you know, you may have met this person from like work or study, because they have this kind of businessman attitude. But it tells me that they basically you know, they speak now of you that, you know, you're very successful. They see you're a very successful person. Okay, you're reliable, and I feel like, you know, this person maybe wasn't ready to settle down, maybe wasn't ready for, you know, being this provider, being a father or a husband or you know, a partner to live with. They just maybe wasn't ready for that step. I feel like they have been speaking highly of you though. They do think you're very intelligent, they do think you're very wise. But the kind of message I'm getting here is very much connected to nature, where you were planting different seeds in different areas and watching them grow, and they were growing at different speeds, because especially where you have the Eight of Wands, sorry, definitely tells me that the speed of the relationship was very different for both of you. And I feel like that's what they have been talking about to other people, was that you, they felt like the relationship was going too fast, okay? You may have felt the relationship was going slow, because the perspective card is very much about, you know, the energy being in limbo, where there's this need to let go, because I feel like the sacrifice was ending this relationship. And I feel like this person has come to some type of enlightenment, because they've realized that, you know, they was delaying you, they were holding you back, you know, they were kind of reflecting on certain insights, because the speed of the relationship was like this rapid movement, and the conclusion is the fact they had to take action and resulted in the relationship ending. Okay, so it all talks about kind of the progress of the relationship again, and I feel like, you know, this is what they're saying, was that, you know, it was going too fast for them. They just wanted to slow things down, and, you know, they're very much this person who just wants to travel, you know, they wanted to move. And the King of Swords tells me that your ex came across this way, where they are talking to you, to other people, about, you know, needing clarity in the relationship that you had. Okay, you know, they see that maybe you judged them. Okay, because I feel like your ex thinks there was some type of power over you or the relationship. So maybe you felt like, you know, you was hunted, and this was the hunter is your ex, because they kind of had a lot of power and authority over you. So it was kind of like, you know, if you was to give them a conversation, then, you know, they'd shut you down. It's kind of the message that I'm hearing. And with the Four of Cups as the overall energy, definitely tells me that they are speaking about the stability and the foundation of the relationship, because they feel like they want you to say sorry for messing you around. You know, there's very much this energy of them being very antisociable with you. Okay, they were very unmotivated in the relationship, especially towards the end, and this stagnated the connection, and them, I feel like they lacked emotion. Okay, they lacked satisfaction, and I feel like, you know, they felt very fatigued, because the rapid movement was going too fast for them, that they just felt like you was delusional. Okay, I feel like they may be saying this, they feel like you was a daydreamer, they feel like you was daydreaming about the relationship going in a different way. So I don't really feel like this person comes across as very serious about you, is kind of what I'm picking up. But let's just clarify you some messages on your ex. What do they think of you now? What have they said to their friends about you, and how do they remember the relationship? So you have a card that fell, which is, look, nature is calling you. Okay, very nature-based, this reading. Can we get another message for group 2 on how does their ex feel about them now? And we have awaken the magic of your creativity. So, interesting enough, I'm seeing a connection to, you know, the relationship that you had, okay, with the number 2, where they felt like nature was calling them. They felt like something else was calling them. And this may have been what they were speaking about to other people, because, you know, I felt like this person wanted to touch and fulfill and protect you with all their healing powers, but they wasn't able to do this. And the reason they wasn't able to do this was because they wanted to grow in a different way. You know, awaken the magic of your creativity is very much the fact that this person was very much in touch with themselves in the world of feelings. Tells me they overthought things, they overcomplicate things, and their feelings, you know, because we have all these kind of this Pisces energy here with the fish, tells me that their feelings for you, they wasn't honest with their feelings, okay? And now they're realizing that they should have awoken to telling you more about how they felt, because something was calling and urging them to do so. So this may be how they feel about you now, okay? You know, they're realizing now that they should have protected you. They should have given you a hug when you needed one. And that's kind of what I'm picking up. So let's find out more for you, group 2. On how does your ex think about you now? What have they said to their friends? And how do they remember the relationship? Group 2. Okay, so we have the Journey and we have Murky Waters. So what I'm seeing is definitely the fact that they knew that they were treading in murky waters. So this is when something is very dark, it's deep, it's dirty, and there's kind of like no way to kind of clean the situation. So there was kind of no way of getting out of this situation and of this water. Okay, 10s are a completion. So this tells me that, you know, they completed the relationship because it just got too heavy and dirty on them, okay? And they could have done you wrong, because murky waters is something, you know, when you're having to kind of realize that you're in too deep, you're in something that's not very pleasant. And the Journey speaks of the fact that they took action and they wanted to just move on. So this is how they see the relationship now, is the fact that they had a journey to take, and they actually see that you was part of their journey. You was part of them, you know, re-energizing in the natural world, okay? You were part of the journey, but Murky Waters describes kind of the relationship you had, and you'll know if this resonates, but I feel like they kind of pulled you in and then you kind of got stuck in the kind of mud, you know, you couldn't kind of pull yourself out. And I feel like this is how they saw the relationship, was that with Murky Waters it just wasn't going to purify itself, okay? And they felt like, you know, they learned so much from you, from being with you, and this is why we have the Journey here, because they wanted to explore you, but they also wanted to explore new avenues. So I feel like there's a lot of messages here for you to reflect on, group number 2. So let me know in the comments what resonated. I would love to know. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm sending you all so much love and light. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the calcite dolomite with pyrite in. Okay, so beautiful crystal. So I've already asked for a message for you in regards to your ex. So this is going to be what your ex thinks about you, what have they said about you, and how do they remember the relationship. So we have, it is time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. Now this is powerful, because this tells me that this person thought it was time for a change, and 5s are all about change. So it tells me that they wanted a change. They didn't want to wait or put off the decision any longer, because I feel like they were thinking about, you know, maybe ending or breaking up with you for quite a while, and they kind of felt like they didn't want to kind of delay it any longer to make the situation worse. There's a lot of sadness in this card, of transformation. Blue's very intense. It connects to the throat chakra as well. So I do feel like a lot of tears or words was exchanged. So we'll find out more about this energy for you, group 3. So for group 3, okay, what does your ex think of you now? What have they said about you? And how do they remember the relationship? Group 3. Okay, so we have the Magician. Group 3. Oh, we have the Four of Swords, which is very thin with the reading so far. Group 3, how does your ex feel about you now? What have they said about you? The Moon. Group 3. How does your ex feel about you now? What have they said about you? Okay, we also have the World and Strength. Okay, so super interesting. At the back you have the Page of Coins, okay, as the overall energy. So I'm picking up Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, as well as Leo and Pisces. Okay, so this could be the energy of your person or you. Now, it's interesting that, you know, with the Magician card, speaks highly of the fact that, you know, they wanted to start something new. Okay, and I feel the energy of that they took action on how they felt. Okay, where manifestation is very much a big part in this. Okay, because I'm seeing something toxic here, because there are skulls here, and I feel the energy of they needed a change. They needed to create something new. The overall message for your reading, group 3, is like they wanted a break. They may have wanted time apart. Maybe it wasn't even like they wanted permanency, like permanent time apart from you, but I feel like at the time they needed a change. They wanted to focus their skills and their mastery, maybe not even in a relationship. Okay, now with the Four of Swords, so with the Four of Swords, you know, it definitely tells me that they may have been a bit exhausted in the relationship. They needed a change. They needed to retreat and recuperate from the relationship you have with this person, because they needed time out. They needed solitude to relax, and they wanted peace. So this time for a change, they couldn't put off the decision any longer. So I do feel like they initiated the breakup. Okay, and I feel like with the Moon card here, okay, when I asked about, you know, what they're saying to other people about you, I feel like they kept it from you. They never truly told you how they felt. And this was a mystery to you, because in their subconscious, there was a secret that they were hiding from you. And this gave you a lot of illusions about what your relationship was. There was a lot of fear and phobia from your person's side. Your ex was very paranoid, okay, about opening up. They were very paranoid to make decisions with you. And I feel like this person was younger, or their mindset was younger as the overall energy. They just wasn't ready for the change, that they decided to make the biggest change that they could. So I feel like, you know, the Moon hides secrets as well. And I feel like they did keep a secret from you. Okay, and maybe you never found out what the secret was, or you knew what they were hiding. But, you know, with the World, tells me that there was a completion here, okay, for both of you, in the sense that there was wholeness. So I feel like, you know, maybe, you know, you're at a position now where you can make up with this person for all the pain and the hurt that they put you through. Because there's something about attainment and fulfillment and triumph. And triumph is when, you know, you win something. So this end of a cycle, I feel like now they're starting to realize that they made the right decision. The change needed to be there. And at the time you didn't think it was the right decision, but I feel like now you kind of both agree that this, you know, was meant to happen. because the Strength card is here, definitely tells me that, you know, this person, your ex, thinks you're very brave. Okay, they think that you have a lot of pride and determination. You're very much in a position of courage, endurance, and they think that you are very compassionate. So what they say to other people about you is they think you're very strong, and they feel like they wasn't strong enough in the relationship for you. Okay, so with the overall energy being the Page of Coins, I feel like this person just needed to learn more about relationships, and they look back now and they realize that they're, you know, they're much more grounded, and how they see you is very much that you was really nurturing, you was really dependable, and you had a lot of prospects going for you. And this is what they're saying, but they're just saying, you know, it's almost like you were too young, just too young, and they just kind of wanted to change. They wanted to kind of maybe explore other people as well. So let's get you some more messages, group 3, on what does your ex think of you now? What have they said? How do they remember the relationship? Group 3, how does your ex think of you? Okay, so we have Flames of Desire. Group 3, how does your ex think of you now? How do they see the relationship that you had? What have they been saying about you? So you actually had 2 messages that come out, so we'll read these as well. So with Flames of Desire, you know, this person, you know, really did fancy you. They desired you, they found you attractive, they had a crush on you, and let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths tells me that this is how they see the relationship now, was that you was this radiant light, but they shun you. They put this dark path and cast over the relationship. So maybe they're still attracted to you, okay, because they definitely had this love flame burning for you, but the dark path, they went down a dark path in the relationship, and they understand that now. You know, protect what you love. It's your duty and responsibility. Tells me that they had to reflect and take action on, you know, how much they loved you. You know, you can see how cute this dog is, but she's embracing this hug like she doesn't want to let go. So it's almost like this person thinks you had a really good physical or desirable relationship, and this is what they say to other people, but they lacked duty and responsibility because they just wasn't responsible in the relationship, and they needed to protect you because everyone who has a partner wants that protection, you know. And you are experiencing a spiritual blossoming. Take a new direction and be open to new experiences. Just clarifies the fact that the stability in the foundation, that was the dark path for them. They made a decision to change because they wanted a new direction. This just clarifies they wanted to experience new people. New experiences makes me feel like, you know, dating other people. I feel like they actually see you as being a very spiritual person, and that you've grown a lot from this relationship. So let's find out more. You group 3 on what does your ex think of you now? What have they said about you? How do they see the relationship that you had? Group 3. How does your ex feel about you now? How did they see the relationship? Okay, so we have no strings attached. Yeah, that just basically titles your reading in one sentence, in 3 words. This is how they see the relationship. So can we clarify more? For group 3, how does your ex see you now? How do they feel? Okay, and claim your energy. Now what I'm seeing for you, group number 3, is that no strings attached tells me that they just didn't want to be attached to you. They wanted to experience new people. They wanted to date other people. You know, this is all about not being attached and tied down to anything. So I don't think it was personal. I feel like, you know, they just didn't want to be tied down to a relationship. They wanted to claim their energy back. So maybe because we have the number 2 here, this corresponds to relationships as well, partnerships, balance. So I feel like they felt like they could balance their energy as a single person rather than in a relationship, you know? I feel that there was no claim over you anymore, and they see now that this is just how they viewed the relationship, and this is very much what they're telling other people, is that they just wanted to claim their independence back. They didn't want to be a twosome, you know, they very much wanted just to be solo, and they wanted you to have your energy back and not to invest it in them anymore, because they wanted to see other people. That's just very much what I'm seeing in this reading. Okay, so hopefully this gives you some clarity and insight into how they felt about the relationship, how they're seeing it now. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm sending you so much love and light.